Be with you always.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man?
Why did you say that name?
You hear about the cable?
What is thy bidding, my master?
Eyes gone.
Forever, forever, ever. Forever,
Yeah. What is up, everybody?
Everybody, what's up?
Hey, man, we have arrived.
So let's get it poppin'.
You know what it is, man. It's your boy, Freddie Roy, and the homie Lavis B in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Together we are the Mayne Authority, your one-stop shop for whatever in the hell we feel like talking about. And as you can see,
Hey man, y'all sure
we had to hop in the Falcon, man.
Yes, we did.
We had to get back into the Millennium Falcon. We had to travel across about 5 star systems, make our way up north on a planet somewhere not here to link up. We had to link up. First of all, man, what's good? What's going on? How it be going, man?
We're doing all right. This is our good week.
Yes, we will be doing all right. If I could get the system to stop playing games with our signal out here, we pay too much money for this satellite stuff for it to be tripping with us. They need to come on with it. Come on with it. But let's not keep the people waiting, man.
Do it.
You know what it is. You saw the thumbnail. You know, man. Let's go on and bring in the one, the only, Jermaine. Cue up the monitor and let's holler at the homie. Star Wars Santa, what is up, man?
Hey.
Hey guys, great to see you again. Oh my goodness, it's been way too long since we talked.
Oh man, yes, indeed. It most certainly has, but it is perfect timing. Perfect timing because, ladies and gentlemen alike, we had that Book of Boba Finale, and we have got to get into that most definitely.
Yes,
Oh man, like
what Santa's thinking. Don't you know how he feels?
Well, I need to file a complaint with my landlord. It is too hot in here. Vader's lair. I lost the bet with Sheev the Wise. Sheev, turn on the AC, man. I'm hot. Daggone it.
Met with Nelly for a second.
Yeah, man.
We had a bet that Cad Bane was not going to die by Boba Fett's hands, and I don't think Cad Bane is dead. But you know, Sheev, we're gonna honor the bet anyway. How about that?
That's what's up, man. Honoring the bet like only Santa would. But I tell you what, if he comes back, man, y'all got to have some kind of stipulation if he shows up again, because I am with you. I don't think he's going either. But we gonna get into it, man. We gonna definitely get into it. Y'all already know how we do. Let's go and get into this thing, man. First and foremost, Santa, how did you feel about that finale?
Yeah, I had a great time. I thought it was a lot of fun. It did Star Wars well. It don't necessarily always make sense. It always isn't it the most logical decisions in the world, but it was fun. Every moment of the Rancor was a good moment. I loved every bit of it. From the time we saw him to the time he took a little nappy nap with Grogu. You know, that was good stuff. I loved it. I caught myself just smiling, enjoying the whole thing. And then, I heard a lot of the complaints afterwards. I get those. We could talk about some of that. But the rewatch with my wife later in the evening, I found out that I still enjoyed it. So even with the complaints, we had a good time. I really did like it. How about you guys?
Yeah, man, I feel you on that, but I'm saving mine. I got some thoughts, as always. But I got to know, Lavis B, I always use you as my swarmy litmus test. How did the Book of Boba finale hit you, good sir?
I'm very mixed. I have to admit, I'm very mixed. And I will start off by saying they had me all the way up until the Cad Bane fight. That fight kind of took me out of it just a little bit, because we got the Mando and Boba back there having their convo ready to give their lives just for the town. You got the little small matriarch dude, whatever, trying to get the other people to, grovel a bit, let us go. I was down with that. I was even cool with the Power Rangers and all them showing up and trying to help. I was cool with the Freedom Fighters coming in. That's what I call them. The Freedom Town Freedom Fighters, man.
Okay.
I was down with that. Rancor coming in, Boba riding on the Rancor, messing everything up. Amazing. But then we get down to that Cad Bane fight. And after fighting two huge droids, a whole group of people, this Rancor is going to run away because Cad Bane just decides to shoot some fire at it and throw off Boba and climb over some buildings. It's too hot in here, just like Santa said, and wants to disappear. And I'm like, wouldn't the Rancor have just smashed the building, picked up a rock, and threw it at him? Like, I ain't seen Cad Bane bust a grape since they introduced him, except for that long walk in the beginning. In the last episode, my man took 2 hours coming up the street. Don't know what he was doing. He was taking his sweet time. So I don't see why the Rancor could have just threw something at him and blew him up. Okay, fine. But then in true fashion, you get Boba tossed around, shot at, mask ripped off, completely disrespected. For him to come out of nowhere with some staff, like dude, what about to blast him? Like the brain wouldn't have squeezed the trigger. Okay, like that would have happened. But whatever. Then he manages to get over him and kill him. Okay, fine. And then you get Grogu. They want to give Grogu his moment and put the Rancor to sleep. Ain't nothing else. Now here it is. The Rancor up on the building getting shot at, blown up. He ain't running away from none of that. Okay? He ain't running away from none of that. He was up there handling it, getting ready to he threw something over and they just duck. Ooh. Okay. All right. And then you're gonna put him to sleep with Grogu and then have a little cute moment. Okay, fine. But like everything else was not just action packed, but like felt like it was serving the story to put Boba up on this grand pedestal, like I think you said it before on the stage we had on the Discord. If you ain't on Discord, what you doing with your life?
Serious.
That he was moving on and becoming like that mafia type dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was cheapened. Like, and not even, like I said, just it's just circumstantial. And I don't know, maybe I'm being nitpicky, but I felt like when it got down to the last 20 minutes of the episode, it was like, okay, how are we gonna wrap this up? Give everybody what they want at the same time, make Boba look like this, and it just came into like this Munster Grogu cheese sandwich that just really didn't amount to much to me after all that. Like I don't really know what's going on with Boba now. It's like, okay, he won the town. I guess he's got that under control. He's got the Chewbacca on his side now, tossing the melons. He's just having a grand old time with the Power Rangers now. I guess Boba's got the right to be happy. Okay, but okay, and so like, they could have at least ended that with like, okay, he won the town. Somebody came in town and was like, yo, I like how you handled yourself. Let's do business. And it's somebody important, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody that they could have introduced for like the next show or, whatever the case. Give him some more importance other than him and the Power Rangers, Zoran and the Power Rangers, one in Alpha 5 Black Chrysanthemums over there, just ready to do whatever they need to do. I don't know. I left that feeling a little lost.
That's fair.
That's how I felt.
That is so fair. And I am so glad that was your take. I am glad you had mixed reviews because you have just put a face. Now I have someone to look at. Because I got some thoughts. And you're going to have to forgive me, Star Wars Santa, because normally I try to be a little bit more hospitable on the show when we have guests. When we have company, especially of your caliber, right? I try to turn on the friendly face. But the homie now has just given me a target because I got some thoughts about this finale. And I got some thoughts about the critiques of this finale. Let me, I'm gonna need this button.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me get this button real quick.
Oh no.
First and foremost, let me start with the season. And I'm gonna explain why I'm starting with the season. I gave the season about a 5.5 out of 10. The entire season, 5.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And the reason for that is by the time we got to the finale, I felt like you could have paid off a lot of those things in the finale a lot better had you structured the season a little bit better. Not a lot. You didn't have to make any major changes, but tweak some stuff, extend the season by about 4 more episodes, and you will give us the satisfying payoff that we got in the finale, and you'd be able to appreciate it. But therein lies the problem. They didn't do that. So the finale, though, 9 out of 10. And let me go here. Let me do this.
Yeah, please.
This finale gave you every single thing minus Luke that you could ask for in a Book of Boba Fett finale.
Right.
Boba was Boba in this finale. Boba did Boba things in this finale. All the way up until the end where he met Cad Bane and it looked like Boba was going to meet his demise, and he probably should have, because I feel like Boba has been there, done that. It's time for us to let Boba move on, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But then it comes full circle with the gaffy stick. And my man uses the gaffy stick, the one weapon that Cad Bane had no idea how to defend against, and work that out. Now, you can say it was cheese. It's Star Wars, bro. There were 50 million blaster shots that were fired in there, and nobody got hit. That's Star Wars stuff.
Not true. That's
so if we're at least they had people pretend like they almost got hit, because normally in Star Wars, no one ever gets hit. No one ever looks like they're about to get hit. It just magically blaster bolts just zing right past people all the time. So again, if we're gonna go there about Star Wars, then we have to go all the way there. But to those of you who have a problem with this finale, not the season, but the finale, kick rocks, because you're never going to be satisfied. I have officially decided that you people, you people, are never going to be happy with Star Wars. There's always going to be something to bother you about Star Wars. There'll always be something to nitpick about because you expect perfection. You want Star Wars to give you the cake, the ice cream, the icing, the napkin, the trash can to throw away your plate, and pictures of the whole event so you can remember it exactly the way it went down. And I'm sorry, but in life, that don't happen.
You forgot the sprinkles.
Yeah, sprinkles too. Sprinkles too. Here
Chocolate.
is the problem. Here is the situation as I diagnose it. Star Wars fans don't know what they want anymore. Star Wars fans are so upset over the sequel trilogy that now they expect every Star Wars thing to be absolutely perfect. And if we really being real, and this doesn't apply to you, homie, because you are a swarmy, so you don't have the attachment to the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy the way these people that I am talking to, and you know who you are. If the shoe fits, lace that mother up and wear it, because you're the problem. You are the problem. The truth is, and now I'm a sting, the truth is people just butthurt because the sequel trilogy is not going anywhere. Everybody wanted a huge revelation, something to tie Thrawn into this and to bring Ezra back, or to have Luke train Grogu enough to where Luke showed up, and it's like, oh wait, so all of this was actually going on, and now that's why they're leading up to the sequel trilogy not actually mattering anymore. That's what we're gonna get. And no, they didn't. They didn't. They gave you basically a here's where Boba Fett is today story. Here's where he's been. Here's what had happened. Here's where he's going to be while Grogu and Mando are doing their thing.
So stop asking.
So stop. Exactly. So stop asking. That's exactly what it was. Because what the end of this season, or what the end of this finale showed me, was that essentially all of these Dave Filoni Favreau projects are going to be centered around Grogu. Grogu is the key. Grogu is the setup for Star Wars in the future. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but that is the way that they are going to do it, in the sense of Grogu being that person or that creature. We are going to see at some point Grogu 100 years in the future with a Mandalorian outfit on, wielding either the Darksaber or Yoda's old lightsaber, which, no, that wasn't breaking canon by them bringing it back, because there is a comic that shows that Yoda reconstructed his lightsaber. Know your stuff before you start disrespecting the people that are creating Star Wars. I'm just saying, but I digress. Santa, help me, man. Am I crazy? I crazy?
I have missed you, my friend.
Yes.
Wow, I was enjoying every little bit of that. That was a fantastic rant. I appreciate that so much, so much. And we've got a lot of friends here, and I take a lot of heat over being a Disney shill because I just love Star Wars, and it's no secret I love the sequels. I love Rey. I love all of that. I am not a prequels fan. I go back to the OG too. The prequels still leave a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not going to apologize for it. It's just the way it is. I don't like them. But this season of the Book of Boba Fett, Boba Fett was nothing but a chump to me. And you know what? Mando season 2 made Boba Fett an interesting character. The Book of Boba Fett made Boba Fett an even more interesting character to me. Mm-hmm. And then, I enjoyed the season. I enjoyed the crap out of that finale. I loved it. It was so much fun. And yeah, in retrospect, it does take some of the story pacing elements could be challenged. You can kind of look back at things and say, what was the purpose of the Niktos anyway? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that I can, nitpick, But Al, you said it. This is Star Wars, man. Like, go back to the very beginning. Like things sometimes just don't make no sense.
Right.
That's okay. Just sit back and love it. It's good.
Now, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that hampered this show. And this is what I was hearing. And again, this is exactly what, I expected to happen with this show before it even came out. You have a contingent of fans who are very well versed in the expanded universe. They are Legends fans. And we all know that Boba had a hell of a flesh out of his story in Legends. Legends canon, Boba was, every bit the badass that everybody was hoping they would get in this show. But here's the news flash, people. Legends don't matter no more. When Disney bought Star Wars, they said Legends doesn't count. So expanded universe stuff, as dope as we may find it, it don't matter. So you have to take all of that and move it all out to the side, because you can't use that as a basis for expectation, because that's not the story that they're telling, whether you like it or not. Now, I don't see who said it was in the comment, but somebody was like, well, if it makes me a bad fan for not liking the season finale, so be it. No. Let's be clear. Everybody is entitled, Santa, to liking or disliking whatever they so choose. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you fans, and you know who I'm talking to, that contradicted yourselves with your critique of the Book of Boba, because here's what I saw. Here's what I saw when we got to the end of the finale. Oh, so this was just the book of cameos. Oh, this is just them throwing fan service at everybody and trying to give us all of this stuff that they think we want, and this is not it. But I could have sworn when the sequel trilogy dropped, the complaint was, where are all the cameos? Where are the people that matter? Where's everybody at? Why are we focusing on all of these characters that no one knows? So you can't have it both ways. Other complaint I heard. Why is Boba so whack? Why is Boba not doing anything in his own show? Well, one reminder, in the OG trilogy, which is the only Boba Fett canon that we had before the Book of Boba and Mando, how many minutes did he have exactly in that trilogy? Like maybe 5, 10? What was he doing most of the time in that? Standing around listening? Seems like Boba was on character to me. And then when it came time for Boba to have to do some things, Boba did some things. Boba jumped on the back of a Rancor and handled some business.
Yeah.
And then went back to being
around. It was the same difference too.
Yeah, pretty much. Because look, at the Return of Jedi. Exactly. So hey, they were being true to Boba's character. I'm just saying, man. Like, it seems like a little bit of a troll, but no, I'm being so sincere, because I'm like, bruh, what more could you have asked for? And look, again, I am not talking about the season. I get that the season had structural problems. I understand that the season had way too many flashbacks and that you didn't get proper context and proper motivation for why Boba Fett all of a sudden wants to turn over this new leaf. But here's the thing about that. There was plenty of evidence in there if you looked for it, because if you know Boba Fett's story and if you know what happened with Boba, this man literally watched his father, who was the quintessential bounty hunter of his time. If he was not, he would not have been used as the prototype for the clone army. Jango was that dude, and he effectively got his head chopped off by a Jedi. That was what he got for all of his trouble. Boba has lived his entire life as a bounty hunter and watched as bounty hunter after bounty hunter either rose up to some form of power and then got X'd out by somebody who wanted that power, or just constantly got used by people with power. So Boba decided not only is he going to take the power, but he's going to break the cycle of just being that quintessential regular run-of-the-mill hitman and do something different. What they didn't do was give enough context throughout the season for that to actually hit home the way that it would have had they done that, because then there would have been a greater appreciation for what you got in the finale. But because everything seems so rushed, I can understand the critique of people saying that there wasn't a really big payoff. But my question is, which one do we want as Star Wars fans? Do we want them to lean into what we know, or do we want them to go into the future and do something brand new? Because when they tried that, yes, sorry, Santa, I had some problems with the sequel trilogy too. I had some problems with it too, but I liked where they were going. I liked the story they were trying to tell. They just screwed that story up by not being true to what Star Wars really was. So then you come back to a show like Book of Boba, where it's like, okay, people want us to you want us to be more into the era that everybody's familiar with. You want to see the characters you know and love. Well, we'll do that, but we've got to do that in a way that serves the narrative that we're trying to tell. Everybody, or I won't say everybody, the vast majority of people that I see that have a problem with this show act like this show was a one and done. Like there's no season 2 coming. Like there is no future narrative that will give you further context into what's actually going on and what really Boba Fett's role will be, or what's going to happen with the galaxy leading up to the creation of the First Order or the emergence of the First Order if they've already been created. We don't know any of that yet. We're getting bits and pieces as we go. And again, to me, it looks like all of this, whether it's Mando, whether it's the Book of Boba, is all leading towards whatever they're trying to set up for the future so that they can circumvent the sequel trilogy to a degree and give us something that is more in line with what we're getting with what we've gotten with the Book of Boba and Mando. Now, Santa, I must ask you, I know that you said you lost the bet, but do you think that Cad Bane is really gone?
No, and that's why I'm really upset about being here in the lair. This is injustice. I'm being bullied into staying here in the lair. It's not right. A travesty is occurring right in front of your eyes.
Right.
I'm having to sit here in the lair, all hot and stuff. I can't breathe in here. It's so hot. Sheev, turn down.
Yeah, man. They doing you wrong, man.
Yeah, no kidding. So here's what's going to happen. Cad Bane's going to come back. He ain't dead. He's going to come back. And you know what's going to happen to Sheev, don't you? Sheev's coming to the North Pole, my friends. He's coming
to the North.
Oh, he's coming to the North Pole, and he's going to stay there for 2 weeks. I got to be here for 1. But when Cad Bane comes back, Sheev's going into the pole for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Sheev. That's the deal.
That's the deal. Hey,
sounds like vengeance.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yes, it does.
I have to have a week of redemption and then a week of punishment. So there you go.
Man.
I want to touch on something else. That's what's up. I want to touch on something else really quick though, because I saw this comment and I have to acknowledge this. Whitney, I love you.
I seen it. I knew it.
I love you. But yes, you are supposed to accept that he changed. The man was swallowed by a sarlacc and made it out. If you have a near-death experience, that might make you reflect on some shit. That's what happens. If I'm you know how many times I done had like what I consider to be a near-death experience, and I didn't reevaluate my whole life.
This is true.
It will change you. You will look at things a little bit differently. Not only that, but they gave you the context of him coming out and actually understanding what it means to be a part of a family because they showed you the stuff with the Tusken Raiders. Granted, I didn't like the way that they did that. It shouldn't have been flashbacks, but it is what it is. But what else do you want? I think what you're really saying is, I didn't want to see Boba Fett change. Not that the change didn't make sense. You just didn't want it. And there's a lot of people who didn't want it, and that's fair. I'm not saying that you're wrong for not wanting it. I'm saying that you're wrong for calling the show bad because something that you wanted to happen didn't happen. That's your opinion, but not fact.
There are
that's several the problem I got.
Yeah, there are several things in your life that'll change you. One is having kids and being a parent. Like your life, I didn't know what was coming. I was 24 years old and thought that I was ready. I wasn't ready. We had our daughter, and it's amazing how much can change in just that event. And my life has been different ever since, for the better, way for the better.
Look,
it just changed my priorities. I was a professional musician at the time. I had goals and dreams of being famous, doing big things in music, and being well renowned on my instrument. I really was driven. When that happened, I was like, "Well, Santa's got a different perspective." I had a different focus on life. And then a couple years ago, my mom was taken from me very suddenly, unexpectedly, tragically. And then you say, you know what? None of this crap matters.
Right.
You know what matters? My family, that's what matters. My family matters. I don't care about my career. I don't want another promotion. I don't want to climb the corporate ladder no more. I want to spend time with the people I love before they're gone. And so I am not surprised at all that Mando, he gets this connection with Grogu and he reassesses his life. You can see it in Mandalorian season 1. You can see he reassesses his life. And then in the book of Boba Fett, Al, you nailed it. Like he goes to that Sarlacc and he's like, I ain't about that life no more.
Right.
It's something else. I got to find a different career path, and that's what he does. He's like, I'm going to stand up for these people, the people of Tatooine. This is my home. You notice he said that. He said, "This is my home, our home," and he's there to defend it. Well, he's not from Tatooine. Go check yourself. Like he never lived there before. That was new. And he just decided, this is my home now. These are what's important to me. People here are what's important to me. I'm not in that. He as much as tells Black Chrysanthemum the same thing. He's like, dude, it's not real. I'm like, oh, you be quiet.
You sure that your wife doesn't know mine, Santa? I get that a lot too. I get that. Matter of fact, I got that during the finale because when Grogu showed up and was reunited with Mando, I lost it. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was screaming like it was Christmas morning all over again. I was like, yeah, let's go. She's like, it's not that deep. I'm like, but you don't get it. And then when she watched the finale, she understood. But that's the thing, man. And the thing about it is, for me, I'm having a hard time right now in today's Star Wars climate, understanding and reconciling what exactly the fans as a whole really want, because it seems like, at least to me, that Filoni and Favreau are trying to kind of turn this thing into in a way that everybody can get back on board, or as many people as possible, because we all know that when Rise of Skywalker dropped, there was already a huge divide in the fandom. And that movie did nothing to heal that. Mando did that. Mando season finale of season 2 did that. That was, the first time that I can recall in a very long time that Star Wars fans in unison were celebrating and were geeking out about something crazy. And so, again, with the Book of Boba, I did expect more from this show. I thought that Boba was going to have a more relevant place in the lore and in the climate that we're in right now. But I'm cool with him being like the sheriff of Tatooine overall, quote unquote. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, if that's going to be his role, and if we're going to see him kind of in ancillary roles here and there, and that's cool. But I will say that maybe they should consider not formulating a show around a character who is not going to be that significant in their own show. Yeah. And that's, I'm talking overall, because if you look at when you have a 7-episode season and 2 of the episodes don't even feature your titular character, that's a problem. Like, you can't, that's a problem. And so I totally get that. And that's why I say the season itself got a 5.5, because I don't know what I was watching. Was it Mando season 2.5? Was it Book of Boba season 1? Is it a hybrid of both? Like, where do we land with that? So I can't say that as a collective that the episodes told a satisfying story for me from start to finish. But when you got to the finale, by the time the credits rolled, I was like, okay, I know where everybody fits at this point. I know what side everybody's on just about. And we finally got to see Boba the way we expected to see Boba when we saw him first pop up in Mando. This was the Boba that we saw in Mando. And that was the thing that I saw people saying, where he was more savage in Mando than he was. No, he was savage when he needed to be. Remember how he shot out them Raiders or the cats when he was in Slave One? I'm calling it Slave One because Mama Mayne named it Slave One, so that's what I'm calling it. But Slave One shot them dudes out the sky and he didn't blink. That's Boba. Boba in this episode was Boba. They were ready to go out. My man believed in what he was doing so much that he was ready to go out on his shield and just like sacrifice himself, because there was no way that they were going to outnumber the Spice runners and junk. That wasn't going to happen, man. The Pikes had that on lock. So I get, to Lavis's point, there was some hokiness in the episode, but Star Wars is hokey. Like this, and spaghetti westerns were hokey. If you go back and you watch some Gunsmoke or some Bonanza, there was a lot of stuff in there that was convenient. You mean to tell me that I'm at the bar just at the same time that my arch enemy decides to walk through on a Tuesday and nobody, like, it was that kind of stuff. It was really basic storytelling that set up major conflicts. And that's exactly what this was. It was very basic storytelling that led to the main conflict, which was what they introduced pretty much from the beginning. And so does this, give us any type of indication of where Star Wars is going overall? No. Did we get any major revelations about the Force or what Grogu's going to do? No. Does it seem cheap that they gave us the cliffhanger of Grogu making a choice for us to see the result of that choice immediately in episode 7? Sure it does. But that's Star Wars. That's legit Star Wars. I mean, let's go back to A New Hope. Luke is literally on Tatooine for 17, 18 years, minding his business, and some old man just shows up and goes, "Oh, I knew your daddy. Roll with me. We got some stuff to take care of." And he like, okay. Now, granted, his peoples died, but he ain't even grieved. Like, his aunt and uncle get burnt to a crisp, and my man is like, well, guess I'm gonna be a Jedi now. No one had a problem with that. But we all of a sudden are mad because Boba didn't give us a satisfying character progression. Come on, man. It's Star Wars.
Same with Leia, right? Like her whole planet's blown up. Everything she's known, gone. Like, 10 minutes later, she's making out with her brother or something. It's like, hey.
They didn't grieve. They don't grieve like nothing. Alderaan got wiped out, and she was like, "Hey, still got to do business, man." She still she cracking jokes, calling my man scruffy looking. Ain't worried about none of the peoples. You know what I'm saying? None of them. Yeah. Alderaan gone, and they just like, oh snap! Like, that's Star Wars, though.
That's kind of short for a stormtrooper.
Thank you. You know who else was short? Them kids on Alderaan that got blown the hell up. You ain't thinking about them though, Leia, were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. Like, me and my wife will go back and forth about this all the time because she's one of those people as well. I love her to death, but we'll watch a Marvel movie or Star Wars, and she'll say something like, "So I'm really supposed to believe that this man had a whole iron suit come out his shirt?" Yes, it's a comic book. It's not supposed to be based in reality. I watch this stuff and I love this stuff because it makes me forget about the real BS that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I just want to get in a spaceship with a laser sword and a little green dude in the back and just ride out. That's my escape. And that's what we all, I think, started watching this stuff for. And I think in our adulthood, dealing with the crap that we deal with on a daily basis, we start to let that inject into our fun a little bit too much. And we take it a little too serious when it just ain't that deep. It ain't that deep.
It's not that deep. And that's what I started getting into these conversations with my friends here. We'll be a Bible study or something, and I'll be talking about Star Wars. My wife's like, it's not real. I'm like, you be quiet. We're not talking to you.
Right. Like, you know what? Just if it's not real to you, cool. But right now, this is my world and I'm in it. It's entertainment. That's right, Mike Porter, Sir Glass half full himself. It's Star Wars, people. Relax. Like, I wish people showed this much passion about our political system. Like, just saying.
Why is protected at all on that one?
Like, just saying, like, people. And then and this is my last point, and I'm gonna jump off because I definitely want to start talking about a little bit of the Ahsoka show, what you think about the Kenobi show as well, Santa. But last thing I got to say about it. At the end of the day, it's all for our enjoyment. And if you are not getting enjoyment, do yourself a favor and stop watching, because you're taking years off your life if it's giving you that much angst. That's all I'm saying. I don't necessarily disagree with some of the critiques, but those same critiques are the same ones you were clamoring for when the sequel trilogy came out, they're giving you what you asked for. If that's not for you, you got DC, you got Marvel, you've got plenty of other shows to go watch. Why are you watching a show that gives you so much anguish, that makes you so angry? That's not the way.
No, it's hey,
not the way.
And Darren Wood, hello there. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. And my goodness, you are blessed to have a partner who is into the nerdy stuff as you are. Wow, that's got to be cool. Because I don't know what that's like.
Look, I'm working on my wife, Santa. She's getting there. She loved. Now here's the crazy thing. My wife loved this season from start to finish. She thoroughly enjoyed this show. Because and the reason I think she thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think she would say this, is because she had no context of who Boba Fett was, other than what she saw from the OG trilogy. Everything that they showed her in this season, she took at face value. The whole Cad Bane reveal, she thought that was a cool character, had no idea who he was. So him dying in the last episode meant nothing to her. She had no problems with that. And at the end of the day, folks, that's who they're making this stuff for. Not us diehards. They're trying to catch the normies.
And we should be absolutely happy about that. Like my wife watched it too, and at the end of it, I was like, "So what did you think?" And she said, "It was all right. It was all right," which is an improvement because she lost it on the prequel. She's like, I'm not watching that junk," and she has never even watched the original trilogy through beginning to end. So she's just not into science fiction. She's not into space opera. She's not into space fantasy. She doesn't like that stuff. But I got her to watch Mando, and then she willingly watched Mando season 2. And that little cartoon that shows Mandalorian as the Trojan horse and Star Wars on the inside. That's yes, thank you.
Yep, exactly. I think that was everybody because that was my wife's entry point. I've been trying to get her into Star Wars for years, Santa. And all of a sudden, they put this little green dude on the screen and she is in love. Now she wants to know all the details. Yes. And that, for me, is a win.
Yes. And I'm like, thank you so much. And, you mentioned earlier, what do Star Wars fans want? I think what they say out of their mouth and what they really want are two different things. Because they want the fan service. They want the callbacks to the characters that they love, that they grew up on, that they read all the EU stuff on. But then when they get that actually delivered to them on screen, that something doesn't align for them. But you go to something new. You go to Mando where there's none of that. And everybody's on board. The excitement for Mando is higher. I saw many fans who were, big Boba Fett stands watching it. And when they saw Din Djarin come in, they were like, "Oh, now it got good." Well, why is it good when Din Djarin comes in? It wasn't good. Well, it was because you had different expectations of Boba Fett. Yes. And you weren't invested in the new story that you're getting because you have a different story in your head. And that's okay. Look, I'm not telling you have to, but I think what they say they want and what they're getting don't necessarily align. And I hope that we get more new stuff that we don't end up with these bickering. And to help you with the transition, I'm a bit concerned about Kenobi for that reason.
Oh, do tell, Santa, because I definitely want to know how you feel about Kenobi and what you think, what you expect from the show.
Look, I love it. I'm excited for it. And some of the news that we've gotten over the last couple of days have been really exciting. We're going to get lots of Darth Vader. We're going to get lots of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader going at it. Darth Vader is going to be the main antagonist for a good portion of the season. That is fantastic stuff. We're going to get Inquisitors for the first time in live action. Yes. And many people haven't watched the Clone Wars or Rebels. They don't know what Inquisitors are. Well, you're fixing to get to see it. That's going to be cool. And those are good opportunities for more invested fans, say, to have those discussions with the normies. And I have great confidence in Deborah Chow. I'm super excited for it, and I'm super hopeful for it. But I'm also already hearing the little chirps like, Obi-Wan said last time we met, or Vader told last time we met, You were the master, and I was but the learner, right? What now? Oh, so people are worried, and I understand worried. And after the book of Boba Fett, people are that maybe that fear has been heightened a bit. But I'm optimistic. I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, no, definitely that, and that's the thing, right? Because I'm super excited for Kenobi, and I'm really interested to see, what additional context we'll get in terms of that dynamic. To touch on that piece really quick regarding the line from A New Hope, Vader is still young in the dark side at this point.
Right.
Vader is still not the Vader that you get from episode 4 at this point in time. So he was still a learner. And that still would make total sense if they have some kind of a showdown. So I don't think that really takes anything or ruins the lore or anything like that, or breaks the continuity in any sort of way. But that's just me. I can understand people who think otherwise. That's cool. But what I'm really interested in seeing with this show is what elements of that dynamic are we going to learn about that are going to give us more context in not just between their relationship, but the prophecy of the one and everything that was meant to be. Because we have to acknowledge that there is some kind of disconnect between what we got in Rise of Skywalker and how that played out, and what we all knew the prophecy of the one to be. Because if Vader was truly the one, if Anakin was the one to bring balance, then where does Rey fit into that equation? I'm not saying that it was wrong or anything like that. I just want to see if there's anything in this show that gives us any more context of that. If it doesn't, I'll still be cool, because you're getting Vader and Obi-Wan. That, the idea of Vader chasing Obi-Wan, or, chasing down Jedi and Obi-Wan having to get involved reluctantly, or however they play that out, is going to be amazing. But even more so than that, I want to explore Obi-Wan's psyche, because the Obi-Wan that you meet in A New Hope is a broken man. Like he is a war killed, like he's got PTSD ×3. Like that man is not Mr. Well, hello there. No, he is gone. That man is gone. And that's the thing. It's like, we about to watch Obi-Wan go through some shit. Like, serious. And this is the thing that going back to what we were talking about things changing you. Life changed Obi-Wan. Like, that whole experience with Anakin changed him. And, for the worse, I think. Because at that point, he had to become a recluse. And he was, his major task was to watch over Luke. And so imagine if he was, still bouncing around the galaxy, running from the Empire, but still, training in the Force and doing all of the stuff that he was doing at the height of the Clone War. Like, that's the thing that I want to see. Is like, I want to watch like the slow just breakdown of this man's psyche. And then I also want to see Vader kind of get to that point where he fully embraces the dark, because that's the thing that I want to see Vader at his most evil in this show. Like, I want that so bad.
If the reports are right, you're going to get Vader like in full force. The way that it was described by Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net is that you're going to get flipping around like.
Hey, that's a new subscriber, Santa. We got Don Clauderman along with. We did get Star Cabal earlier as well. Welcome. We appreciate you.
That is awesome. Yeah, but you're going to get Darth Vader like on the rampage. He said it's like take Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One and like amp it up. From there. So
see, I'm about that.
It's gonna be good. I'm super excited for it, and I have high hopes. And the folks who have concerns, I understand your concerns. Like I'm an OG guy too. And the way that we understood it growing up my whole life, the way we understood it is fixing to change a little bit, and I'm okay with that. As long as it makes a little bit of sense. It doesn't have to make a whole lot of sense. It's Star Wars. It doesn't have to make a ton of sense. Just a little bit of sense. Make a little bit of sense. I'll be all right.
Right. So yeah, Obi-Wan is in May. I think May 22nd somewhere in there.
25th.
25th, May 25th.
Yep.
And then
That's
you said,
fantastic.
and then we get Ahsoka in April. Now,
April. So Ahsoka was supposed to start filming in March.
yep. And so they're going to start filming. They're going to start filming it in April.
Right? And that's because filming for Mandalorian season 3 is going a little longer.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
it's going to bleed into the time when Ahsoka was supposed to start, and so it's going to push that back just a little bit. But that's not bad. We're not no danger. There's no warning sirens going off. Everything's good. Everything's good. And then we're supposed to get a new show, yet to be announced what it is. That new show is going to start filming this summer.
Okay.
And we are yet to learn what it is. I suspect we might get a clue Investor Day. We might get a clue May 4th. We'll see. I don't have expectations from Lucasfilm on May 4th. They still don't. I don't think they get it. But
No, they don't. They don't. Now, that's the thing.
We also have a whole season of the Bad Batch to release somewhere.
Yep.
16 episodes of that. And so it's very possible we're going to get some overlapping shows. We're going to get more than one Star Wars a week.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it because, and that's the thing. Based on what we've gotten from these streaming shows, I am geeked about everything Star Wars once again, where I honestly couldn't say that after Rise of Skywalker. I really could not. But now I'm back in a place where if it's Star Wars, I want all of it because we are back to Star Wars being Star Wars again. And it's not because they're going back and giving me characters that I know necessarily. Yeah, that helps. But it's the fact that there's somebody that's writing this stuff that actually knows what they're talking about. And that's the thing. It's like Dave Filoni is weaving a narrative that we still have no idea where this is going, but we can see the through line. This was the same thing with Rebels. It was, Rebels, those first couple of seasons, you kind of wondered, okay, well, where is this going to end up going anyway? Like, this is just a collection of people, cool, but like, what's the point? And as it unfolded, by the time you got to the end of season 2, you realized, you were like, oh, we here now.
Donation.
Oh, Vito with the $5 donation. Appreciate it, man. Says, do you think we'll get a Qui-Gon Force Ghost? I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I don't know if we'll see Qui-Gon at all though, but I wouldn't be mad at that. Definitely wouldn't be mad at that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys something you need to do. If you've not watched Rebels, you have a homework assignment. You got till May, my friends. You have till May. It's on Disney Plus. You already got the subscription. Go watch it. Promise you. Like the first season 1, it starts off rough. Space Aladdin didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it was kind of tough.
Like, I'm not into this show. I quit watching it, and it took really a long time, like years, before somebody talked me going back. I'm like, no, that show is not for me. They're like, no, you need to watch it. By the time you get to that second season, midway through or so, it starts picking up.
Man.
Oh man! And the way that it ends is great. Like the season 2, 3, 4, those are some fantastic Star Wars, my friends. So if you've not seen Rebels, do yourself a huge favor, go watch it because it's going to come in very, very pertinent when we start to get to these new series.
Yes.
Andor is coming as well. And Andor is going to pick up a lot of pieces from Rebels. Andor comes right after Kenobi. So now's your time. Now is your time. Go watch Rebels now because it's going to tie into Kenobi. It's going to tie into Andor in very, very big ways. The payoff is there. I promise you.
Oh, yeah, man. We cannot wait. Santa speaking all facts, no tax.
Yes, he is. So I've seen Rebels.
Yes. And I believe I saw him in the chat, the homie Dr. Window. He was one that was kind of anti-Rebels, didn't want to do the Star Wars animated stuff. I wore on him. And then finally he became a believer. So I'm telling you, and Star Wars Santa is telling you, check out that Rebels, man. It's the truth. Rebels is the truth. Man, it is. But yes, I'm so excited for Obi-Wan, man. I cannot wait to watch that show. Cannot wait. I'm interested in, and the next thing, and we'll end on this note, Santa. Boba Fett season 2, yay or nay? What say you, sir?
Yay.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me tell you something else I think's happening. I talked with Star Wars Meg about this earlier today, maybe it's Santa's tinfoil hat. So you guys bear with me. This may not happen, but it's my opinion that we're going to see a shift in the Mandoverse, in the Favroni-verse, if you want to put it that way. We're going to see a shift away from Navarro to Tatooine. We're going to see a shift away from Marshall Dune and Navarro for reasons. We're going to go to Tatooine and Boba's fortress, Boba's castle. That's where the hub is going to be. We're going to see them, like in Mando 1 and 2, they'd always go back to Navarro. That's fixing to change. They're going to be going back to Tatooine. They're going to be going back to check in. Boba's going to give them a refuge. We're going to start to see Mandalorians kind of assemble there, kind of take refuge there. That's going to be a safe shelter for Mandalorians. It's going to be a place where we see Din go back to. It's going to be it's going to replace Navarro in the Favroni-verse for reasons. We don't have to explain nothing. We just go there, and you're going to get more Boba Fett, and you're going to understand why. Right? All the people saying, well, this is sort of pointless and all this, but you're going to understand why. Because they need to have that place, Boba's palace. You need to know, why is Boba there? Why is Boba staying here? Well, you're going to know why, because you just watched that. And again, I agree with you too. There are holes in Book of Boba Fett. There are storytelling issues. But look, I had a good time. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I gave the finale like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. I loved it for all the Star Wars stuff. Storytelling, maybe not the best. Don't stand it up against Lord of the Rings or something like that. Don't do it.
Oh no.
But for Star Wars, to me, it clicked all the boxes for me.
Indeed.
So yeah, I think for sure we're going to get a Boba season 2.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that, I wasn't so sure halfway through the season, but after seeing the finale, I think we're definitely going to get a season 2. And I'm hoping, and it won't sway my opinion of the show, but I'm really, really hoping that somewhere in season 2, there is a face-to-face between Boba and Omega. That's my hope. I need Boba and Omega face-to-face.
Yes.
I've got to see it.
Yes.
I've got to see it. That's what I'm hoping for.
And then I want to see Boba tell Finnick, you got some splaining to do.
Right? Exactly. Oh, man. Good stuff, man.
Like old Ricky Ricardo and Lucy Ball, right? Like, Lucy, you got some splaining
to do.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
man.
waiting for Boba to say, Finnick, you got some splaining to do. I want to see it.
That's what's up.
Brian Stone here answering the question. He's asking us, but I'm going to ask you, Santa. What do you think is going on with Cobb Vanth from the end credit scene?
Good question.
Yeah, Mod Vanth, as I like to call him.
That's what's
up. Or what was the other? RoboCobb. Yeah, he's going to be modded, and he's going to be out there taking care of business. He's going to be an interesting character going forward. I really loved him. At the beginning of the episode, when he was doing the duel with Cad Bane in the episode before, episode 6.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That was some good Star Wars right there. That was like space Western.
Yes.
Saying, get out of my town. Right? Like that was so
my man
good.
was on his Wyatt Earp. I was like, let's go then. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I wanted him to do, the only thing he didn't do is say, now go on, get.
Right.
I wanted him to tell those Pikes, now go on, get. This is my town. Get out of here.
That part.
But it was so good. So good. So I'm looking forward to Cobb Vanth. I want more Cobb Vanth. Yeah.
Nice.
Me too. Especially if it stays Timothy Oliphant. I've always liked
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He did that, man. They couldn't recast him. He's got to come back, man, because
he's got that Woody feel. He even walked like Woody from Toy Story.
Yes.
Suit on and everything. He's like, I'm just here. Your spice is not going through my town.
No.
There's a spice hole in my boot. There's a hole in my shoulder. That's why he got shot in the shoulder. He ain't dead.
No, he
he
did. Yeah, that bolt hit him dead in the shoulder. I'm trying to see what kind of mod that Thundercat gives my man,
I tell you.
Yes.
aka Lavis's stunt double.
Hey,
You know, I heard
Let people tell it.
I saw something funny today. It said people complaining about the mods. They said Darth Vader was the first. Take that.
I'm saying like that's the whole thing. It's like it's all connected, man. Like it's all connected, man.
Yeah.
It's all coming from somewhere, and it's like either we want them to just stay in the same place or, you know, slowly move us into the future of Star Wars. And I'm here for it, man. I'm definitely here for it.
Me too.
yes, sir. And this is a lot going on, man.
Yes.
So much going
Yes.
on. Looking forward to it. And I'm pretty sure soon we'll have Santa back on the show again.
Oh, yes, we most certainly.
We have to do this
Oh,
more
certainly.
frequently, my friends.
I
have
can't even
missed
believe
you
it's been an
guys.
hour already. I'm like, what?
No, I know.
feel like we
missed you
just
guys
said that.
desperately. We need to do this more. I love you guys, and I've missed you. It's great to see you again. I get to spend some time with some friends and hanging out. This is what the fandom is about.
Yes.
This is what it's about. Just being nerds together and having a good time. I appreciate it. This has been awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Well, Santa,
We
you hit us
appreciate
up.
you.
We will
Yes.
try to work around your schedule. 'Cause I know you busy, especially
Yeah.
around the later part of the year. So
Yes.
you let us know, and we will definitely schedule
Well,
that.
I got to get myself out of Mustafar. I cannot take it here on Vader's Lair. I've got to get out of here. So once this bet is over with Sheev, we'll do this again when I'm more comfortable.
Sounds like a plan to me, man. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Ah.
Indeed.
Well,
Man,
I think
yes.
we had enough church of Star Wars for one Friday evening. To all of the Boba Fett haters, I was just giving y'all grief, man. You know, I am never one to tell somebody what you should or should not like. If you didn't like Boba, hopefully they can get it right for you on the second season. But there's plenty of other Star Wars going on, so go ahead and check that out. But like we always say, you ain't got to go home. But we got to touch this 350 donation. Said, I need Michael B. Jordan appear in his Grief Karga's long lost son. I need to see Apollo and Adonis. I know that's what he was saying. Oh my God. I'm here for that too, man. I'm definitely here for that too.
Yes.
Now, I think we can say,
Yep.
you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Yeah, man.
For Star Wars Santa, for the homie Lavis B, I am your boy Freddie Roy, and we shall catch you as always in the next episode.
Hey, got it to work this day.
The Force will be with you, always.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man?
Why did you say that name?
You hear about the cable?
What is thy bidding, my master?
Forever, forever, ever. Forever, forever, ever.
This is the way. This is the way. Why did you say that name? This is the way.
Come on, man.
I am a god.
Hey, man, y'all sure y'all don't want to, like, burn one first, man? Come on, man. On with you, man. On with you, man.
Nice guy.
Greetings, humans. Once again it is I, Optimal Prime. As before, we are here to tell you that we support the Mayne Authority. As that still stands, we've celebrated with our friends. Past spliffs between others. We are looked up to by our peers, and even I give my right arm for the Mayne Authority. Flying high, never low. Always hitting you with the sauce and the flow. Look out, YouTube. We are here. We are the Authority.